Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on Time Sports Talk. We are back for this week's episode. I am Casey, the remix schedule, the bald and beautiful man to the screen next to me, or on the screen next to me, is Eddie, the original schedule. Say hello to the folks.
Out of the original. That's me.
That is him. All right, a
So,
lot of stuff. Very fun-filled week that has happened since we've been on. We got NFL Week 6 to talk about. We got college football to talk about. We will actually talk about the Major League Baseball playoffs.
even though they're
We
in the
got,
Texas team, which is just wrong.
yeah, well, there's only two, and there's my team's still defending champs, but we know that's ended. Windows
My
always
team still
closed.
the defending champ. Okay.
Oh my god! All right, well, I
Only
won't.
for a few more games.
Yeah, I know. I'm holding on. We waited a long time for that championship. And then we got the mother effing Cowboys to talk about after that. And George is going to be back. Sir George is going to be back. Our cousin George might have a little interview with JJ.
He's in there eating crumpets right now.
Ah, all right. Then we're going to talk about some Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers. Picks with Pops. He did horrible last week. And then we're going to wrap it up with our worst buys by us. And last week's was pretty good. I don't know if I can top last week's neck massager that I got hosed on for like $7.99. But all right. NFL wrap up. Oh, wait. First, we got joke of the day as we always start. What is today's joke of the day?
All right. So today's joke is, what do cows read the most? What do cows read the most?
What cows read the most? Hmm. All right. What do you got?
Catalogs. Get it? Catalogs. Catalog, as in catalogs. I got a bonus one for you too. You don't
Yeah.
ever want to get pulled over in an electric car. You know why?
No.
Because you could be charged with battery. All right.
Wow. I don't know which one was worse. All
You
right.
know that. That was a good one, man. You know it was.
Why are you pulling out the Indian accent? We don't have any Indian cousins.
For my
All
people.
right. NFL Week 6. Some
Oh
observation.
my God. Yes. NFL
Yes.
Week 6.
NFL
Do we
Week 6.
really have to talk about our team?
We do because that's what we do. Like, we're going to get to them later. First one I want to talk about is you're still doubting Josh Allen, even though they're 4-2. They beat the Jets, and then they go out and trade for Amari Cooper. So now that he has a perceived number one target, are you going to say he's a top five quarterback?
Let me think about this. No, I'm not. He is not. They
You're
barely beat the Jets. They beat up by 3 freaking points. That was a terrible game. Terrible. You supposedly have a Hall of Fame quarterback. You have a young quarterback who has no idea what to do. It was the ugliest freaking game. I mean, I literally almost fell asleep because it was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And they
look
won by 3 freaking points. If he's so great, top five, why didn't they blow out the Jets?
because
Or at
number
least
one,
score?
the Jets have a good defense, so they're probably not going to get blown out very much. They also, you've said, who does he have? Well, you've said it's hard to win without having top wide receiver targets, and now he's going to get one. because you were basing his top five status solely on he didn't have a number one target, which is baloney, damaging all credibility we have for the show every time you do that BS. But Amari Cooper, solid number one option. I like it.
How old is Amari now? He's
Probably
like
around 30ish.
62. He's like
No,
62 now.
come on now. I think he's like
Yeah.
30, 31, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's going to help him much. I mean, they barely, like I said, I'm not a believer in Josh. Sorry, Josh. Just not a believer in you, man. I
Look, we
think
just
you tuck it and run too much. You get in too many situations that you have to rely on luck. So, no, not buying it.
look. I'm just going to say this: you just need to admit you're a Josh Allen hater, just like I'm a LeBron hater. I can't stand LeBron. Okay, you just got to admit you don't like Josh Allen, and you're biased in this situation.
Now, it's not that I don't like Josh Allen. I just don't think Josh Allen I think he's overrated for what he's done. He gets a pass. Dak don't get a pass, but Josh gets a pass.
Let me tell
Not
you this.
literally, but
Look, let me ask you this: since you brought up Dak, would you take Josh Allen or Dak Prescott?
I take Dak.
I'd take Josh Allen in a heartbeat. 100%. 100%.
Nope.
All right. The next one, Steelers beat the Raiders. That's not what interests me with that game. What interests me is a week ago, a lot of people were talking about, oh yeah, Russell Wilson's getting ready to play. Justin Fields doesn't look right, or he doesn't look prolific. Then they come out and they whoop the Raiders, and Justin Fields looks somewhat dynamic, like Justin Fields can. And now the discussion is starting to happen. That's
He threw
intriguing.
for 145 yards. That's dynamic.
How many did he
No
run for?
touchdowns. He didn't run for anything.
I believe he had a
According
rushing
to the
touchdown.
stats, Justin Field did not have any rushing yards. He was 14 to 24 for 145 yards.
What
And
stat
that's it.
are you looking at?
Najee Harris had 106 yards, which helped him out. But Justin Field, Aiden O'Connell, which nobody freaking knows who that is, but
That
he
tech
actually is the
guy,
quarterback for the Raiders. He had a touchdown and an interception, threw for 227 yards.
look, Aiden O'Connell is the guy who served me my Chick-fil-A this afternoon in the drive-thru. That's I know I'm making your point for you, which where you're going with this. So I think it's an interesting question. I didn't say Justin Fields lit up the world, but what I'm saying is he is a much more dynamic potential player than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I think Russell's done,
I do
quite
too.
frankly. I think Russell, I am just going to sit on the sideline and earn money. Wilson is done. He needs to think about coaching and just kind of move on because I just think he's done. I don't think Russell Wilson has a problem with relationships, and that is a killer for a quarterback because if you can't have a relationship with your players, the locker room, and be a leader, because who is considered the leader of the team most of the time? It
It's the
is the
quarterback.
QB. It is the quarterback. And Russell Wilson, he had it for a little while, and he won a Super Bowl with that. But you also had some really strong leaders. If you go back to that Seattle team he was on,
Yeah,
really strong leaders.
that was a team led by the Legion of Boom, Marshawn Lynch. But Russell Wilson just got to be a guy with that group and just play ball.
But he also made some plays back then. He
He
was
did.
very mobile and he made some plays, especially for his size. And that's what,
He's a little guy.
it's too bad that Kyler Murray can't be. what Russell Wilson was when he was younger. Kyler Murray has little spurts, but he can't be consistent. They got their asses handed to them by the Packers this weekend, um, which was disappointing to me because I thought the Cardinals had got it together. But then all of a sudden they remembered, we're the Cardinals. I still think the Cardinals need to change their team mascot to something. Yeah, I get it. There's all sorts of teams that have the Cardinals, but does the Cardinal really scare you? No. You see a Cardinal and you're like, ooh, cool, a nice, cool looking red bird. It's a nice Cardinal. Nice. And I
Maybe
think the
we'll
wild tale is if you see a Cardinal, it's someone that died that's checking in on you. I don't want someone who died checking in on me as my mascot.
maybe
You
we
know,
should make a segment in future weeks to what team should change their mascot.
yeah, like the Commanders. I still just think that is the
Yeah,
goofiest name.
George seemed to have a
That's
big issue with that.
Corpus Christi Hooks, which is their minor league baseball team, and they call their cheerleaders the
The
Hookers.
Hooker,
Yeah.
that's the greatest name ever. You're talking about. All right. The next game I thought was somewhat surprising. But I guess since they don't have their starting quarterback, Derek or David Carr is no, it is Derek Carr. Derek Carr is hurt with oblique, so Spencer Rattler is starting for the Saints. But the Bucks whooped the Saints 51-27. I did not expect that. Um, that Saints loss by the Cowboys is looking worse and worse.
Oh,
So
God. We really have to talk about the
yeah, yeah,
Cowboys, but
we
you
will,
know,
but we're not there yet.
before we get there, yeah, I just think the Buccaneers are a good team. I really do, and I think Mayfield has found his niche in that uniform. Personally, I thought Baker was done. I thought he was baked. I thought once he left Cleveland, he was baked. But I make some gingerbread. Mayfield is back. And so, yeah, I know. I just made that up and that was goofy. I totally rescind that statement.
Yeah, that
Um,
was horrible.
but maybe he likes gingerbread. You never know. The next one, I'm gonna say this, and everybody gonna say it's because you're a Cowboy fan. That's why the Eagles don't look good. They won against the helpless Browns, but they won 20-16 and barely did that. And then you have their coach, who I think I can't describe it what I think he looks like, but he's yelling at the Philly fans, yelling at them, saying, "How do you like me now? How do you like me now?" What? You're the coach. Shut up, dude. I got so many people to shut up, but he's one of them. Oh my God, he's yelling at his own fans. Yeah, go ahead. Boo us now, huh? He's the
Hey,
one
some people might just view that as passion. He's invested. He's just being a
he's
guy.
an idiot. Let me say this like Joe Biden. He's an idiot. He's an
Hey,
idiot. He's a loser.
laugh, you bastards. All
Yeah.
right. Uh, all right, that'll wrap up the NFL Week 6. Let's transition to college football. All right, it was one of the biggest rivalries in the country happened, Red River rivalry. Obviously, intrigue for everyone in Texas.
Team showed up for that game.
Yeah, it was Texas. Texas whooped Oklahoma. Basically, inserted one of those fried Snickers in the rear of Oklahoma as they went back home. Yeah,
No, that was a bad visual. But I don't. Yeah, no.
enjoy that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Get that
Uh,
out of my head. Um,
yeah, that was an ass whooping.
yeah, it just Oklahoma. I don't know what. I just don't get it. I don't understand how Oklahoma doesn't show up to that game. I mean, yeah, Texas is doing well, but quite frankly, we're fixing to find out how good they are with
They
their
are.
next game.
They are ranked number one in the country. They are taking on Georgia. We're going to add that game to our picks. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But Ohio State, OH, IO. Ohio State goes down to the Ducks. That was a good game.
What the
That was a
duck? What the duck happened?
they got ducked. All right.
They got quacked. They got quacked.
I like ducked better. But anyways, that was a hell of a game to watch. It was back
Yes, it
and forth.
was.
There
That
was a
was
lot.
a very competitive game.
Yes. So
And so was
um,
the Alabama game with South Carolina,
South.
which, yeah,
That doesn't sound like it should have been competitive, Alabama.
yeah, well, the Gamecocks almost pulled that off.
You say Cox?
So I said Gamecocks. Yes,
Oh,
that's their name.
oh,
Gamecocks. Okay.
oh,
It's like a rooster. I don't know
oh,
what you're thinking, but it's a rooster. The red one.
oh, it's
You know.
red.
Yes. Yes. You can't beat a red cock. So there you go. Um, that was actually an old Navy squadron that were the Fighting Redcocks. That was a cool T-shirt. But yeah, so yeah, the Ohio State or Oregon game was a lot of fun to watch. Actually, that was coming down to the end. I was really surprised how hard Florida fought Tennessee. I thought Tennessee, Florida hasn't been doing very well. Um, I thought they're trying to at least win some games. They haven't quit. And then Mississippi State held on for a little while, and then Georgia remembered their Georgia and took that game. So
Mississippi State has our Aggies this week, I do believe, because the Aggies, I believe, were on a bye last week, so they
yes,
didn't
they
have
were.
a game. So yeah, that should be an interesting game. When I was looking at the standings, a team I was surprised that I don't know too much about because I haven't lived in the Midwest for years now, but Penn State is 6-0 and I think ranked third or fourth. Um, that was surprising to me. They were up that high, so I think their road is very interesting the rest of the way. And the two wrenches in the college football playoff, Army and Navy are both undefeated right now.
I know
Um,
that's crazy, huh? That's going
and
to be cool when they meet.
obviously that's the only game of the week when they play. What's really going to be cool is if they both run the table. Now they both got to play Notre Dame, which is always normally a loss. But if they both beat Notre Dame, man, what a story you got going in the college football playoff potentially for the service academies. That would be an
Yep.
amazing storyline.
Yep.
And I think what's separating Navy right now, if you watch them a little bit, they're actually throwing the ball more. Like I know they're known for the triple option, both schools are, but I haven't watched much Army, but the Navy games that I've seen, they're not afraid to throw the ball up a little bit.
They do. They are even the ball down the field a lot more, for sure.
So, so that could throw a wrench into that top 12. And I love chaos at times. So I think that would be hilarious. Um, Especially if they're both undefeated and their only loss was to each other or one of them, and they went into the college football playoff debate. Sticking with football, college football, Travis Hunter in the Colorado Buffaloes, he gets hurts his shoulder in that game. He's playing both ways. But this week, that's not really what I'm interested in. I saw a interview he did that I view it as whining for the Heisman, but some people call it campaigning for the Heisman. Because Genty over at Boise State, we talked about him But last week he had another huge week for Boise State this past Saturday. He's trying to say, oh, he's got 95 carries and so many yards. What do you think it would look like if I had 95 catches? Well, dude, you don't have 95 catches. You're not going to probably get 95 catches. Like, shut your mouth and quit like whining about the stat. The Genty is tearing up the defenses that he's playing, and he's doing it running the ball, which is harder than being a receiver.
Mhm.
So I still think Travis Hunter's number two in the Heisman voting, but Genty is just, man, uh, Cowboys draft him, please.
You
So,
want them to be all in. That's what you
oh,
want.
we're not to the Jerry interview yet, but
He
so
sneaks in every now and then.
yeah, no, he can't keep it in the pants. So,
Well, we need something entertaining because it's getting boring.
well, Bloodsickle, well, baseball is boring, and that's next on the list. So now we're Major League Baseball playoffs. All right,
So,
Padres lost. That was both of our second teams because that's who I watched visiting you growing up. But right now, New York Yankees and the Guardians. You're speaking of teams that need to change their names. New York is up 2-1 in that series. They play again, I believe, tomorrow night. Right now, the New York Mets and Dodgers are up 2-1, and currently in the top of the fifth, the Dodgers are leading 5-2 in that game. I was hoping for another Subway series, honestly. Um, that to me has always been intriguing. The Mets, Yankees, just such a close proximity. I think there's a lot of intrigue there, but it's probably going to end up being Yankees, Dodgers, the two major markets.
I hope they all lose. I don't like any of them. I hope they all lose.
I
Because
don't like
what
them
else
either.
got a stupid? I mean, just the Guardians. The Guardians, the Commanders. Well, yeah, comes up with these stupid ass names, Guardian. And I'm sure there's some big story behind it that, in Cleveland, they had this giant guardian who guarded against the evil tribes of the Bengals. And, you know, so I don't know. But that's another thing. Cincinnati Bengals, there's no Tigers in Ohio. Where do they go? And well, we'll get to sports peeves in just a little bit. I'll talk about this in just a little bit.
We don't
So,
have sports peeves on the list.
yeah, well,
Oh,
I'm going to have it of stupid buys, and I do have a sports peeve.
all
And
right.
you know what that? Well, just go.
All right. It's time for the mother effing Cowboys, the subject you didn't want to talk about. 47-9, the complete embarrassment. You got Troy Aikman calling them out now. You got Jerry Jones wanting to fire radio host because they actually asked questions. I think the Cowboys are done, and I love the Cowboys. To me, it looks like the year Wade Phillips got fired. It looks like you have a lame duck coach, a lame duck defensive coordinator. Um, these guys don't look like they,
Well, now let's just say we got a little overreaction here. Still a lot of season left, but
they're 6 games
but
in.
still a lot of season left.
Look at their schedule. Pull up their
Oh yeah,
schedule.
yeah, yeah. It does not get any easier. I mean,
They're
damn.
gonna at best they're gonna win 9 games this year. At best,
Really? You think that?
yes.
I think they'll win at least 11.
What?
Yes. We get to
What?
play the NFC East twice. We got the Giants twice. We got Philadelphia twice, and Philadelphia, doesn't look good.
They look better than us.
Not really.
Yeah, everyone
They,
looks better. The only team that looks more inept than we do is the Cleveland Browns.
I wouldn't say that.
Look, folks,
They-
I'm the realist in this dynamic, and he is the ever hopeful. when it comes to the Cowboys.
Well,
This
everybody
happened right.
loses their damn mind every year this happens. They'll lose a couple games in a row, and it's like,
It's
fire everybody. Get
it's
rid of
not that.
everybody. Get off my ass. All
It's
right?
not.
Get off my ass.
Listen, it's not because they lost a couple games. It's how they are losing them, and they can't win at home now.
Well, and how many starting defensive players are out?
Here it is. Here comes the excuses.
Here it comes. Eh, There's these are reasons. They are not excuses. When you don't have D Law, Michael Parsons, Kendricks, you don't have Bland coming back like they wanted him back. And who's the other person that hurt? There's one other person that's hurt.
Well, they put out a missing persons on Mozzie Smith. I know that. That dude got pushed around more than
Just admit you're a Mozzie Smith hater.
Mozzie
You
Smith
just
sucks.
you just hate him.
No, I don't hate the man. I hate the play. He sucks. It's a bust in the
He
first
hates the
round.
man. He don't like him because his name's
It's a
Mozzie.
bust.
It reminds
That
him of Mazda. He don't like Mazdas. Uh,
listen, this is what you get when your owner slash GM pissed away the offseason. And here's the thing. Even if they would have signed Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley or Josh Jacobs or anyone else who actually has a pulse, anyone other than Zeke, okay? If they would have, it wouldn't have mattered. If they would have kept Tony Pollard, because the offensive line ain't blocking anyone anyway. They're being able to run the ball. You got your offensive line has got to dominate the line of scrimmage, and they're not doing it. Zach
I
Martin has
think
lost
I
his step.
think I think you need to talk to Jerry about this. That's what I think.
All right, bring them in.
All right. How y'all doing? Good to talk to you. I'm looking good. How about them Cowboys, huh? We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. So what kind of questions
Explain,
you got for me? And be
Jerry.
careful.
Jerry,
Be careful on your questions. Let me just tell you right now, because I'm not a happy camper. Not a happy camper. Because they
well, I
always
got.
coming to me, asking me what the hell we gonna do. Like I'm in charge of everything.
Well, you are.
Well, that's beside the point.
Well,
It's
Jerry, I
beside the
gotta ask
point.
you a question. I gotta ask the first question is, what do you see what's wrong with the team? Why are we losing these games? Like,
It's,
what contributed to that
it
whooping
was
that
just a bad day. It's a bad day. That's all y'all got to remember. It's just a bad day. You know, it's football. It's pro football. It's just for y'all, people who don't understand how that works. It's pro football, and and the people out there are big ass men, big ass grown men, and sometimes they're consistent, and sometimes they ain't. But sometimes they're in, sometimes they're all in, sometimes they ain't all in. And that's just what I got to say is because it was a bad day. Everybody wants to harp on Dak. Everybody wants to harp on my coach, wants me to fire him. I ain't firing him. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. So just stop with that crap. Just stop it. Stop
well,
it.
Jerry, JJ, I gotta ask, why didn't you do more in the offseason to help this team?
I did. I did. I did.
Can you?
You know what though? How many good drafts have we had? We've had good drafts. I got
Well,
Micah. I got who the hell else I got? I
well,
got CD. I
yeah,
got
but
good.
you just benched your first round left tackle, and your pick from last year was getting thrown around like a rag doll.
Hey, let me just tell you something. Mozzie is a good player, and you need to lay off of him. He's a young kid. I'm a grown man. He's a young kid. Just get off of him, all right? Because he's going to get it. It may take him 4 or 5 years, but he's going to get it.
4 or 5 years. Holy crikey, that's a little too. I don't know, Jerry. I think you need to reconsider. I have a question for you, Jerry.
Reconsider
Would you
what?
ever
What
consider?
should I reconsider? Reconsider the team? I won 5 Super Bowls, damn it. Well,
No,
actually, I
you
only
won
won three,
3,
but I won 3 Super Bowls.
and let's be honest, that was Jimmy Johnson, not you.
Who hired him, man? Who hired him? I hired him. I was the smartest one to hire him, and
Listen, Jerry,
I put that team
look,
together.
you're pissing me off, Jerry. All right, I need you
No,
to hold up.
I'll get you fired.
You're
I'll
gonna
get you fired.
fire my ass.
I'll get you
You won't.
fired.
No, you goofy. You know what? We're gonna end this right now. I think you need to go.
Well, go. You can't in
Your
that. I'm
your
Jerry
ass is
Jones.
fired. I'm firing you.
You can't fire me. I
I
am
just
the
did.
owner. That's the
You're
thing. I'm the
the
owner.
owner of a
I
shit
own
team.
it all. What?
You're the owner of a shit team right now, and it's your
Eh,
fault.
How dare you call the Cowboys a shit team? We are the highest rated, monetized
No
way
one cares. No
of
one
the
cares.
Cowboys.
No one cares. No one cares. You're fired. This interview's over. We're ready to move on.
You, who the
Yeah, I know.
hell, motherfucker?
Drove Jerry to green. JJ, have a good
Right.
day. Well, that was unexpected. All right. Well, I'm assuming my other half will be back here shortly. But yeah, the Cowboys looked absolutely terrible, as you guys know, and watched that debacle, one of the biggest losses, if not the biggest loss in the Jerry Jones era, maybe Cowboys history. Um, you know, man, that was hard to watch. Very, very hard to watch. Or shit, maybe my co-host isn't coming back. Good lord. Um, might have to end it. Oh shit!
What the hell was going on in here?
Hey,
Had
George is
people
back.
yelling and all sorts of bullshit going on. Jerry,
Yeah,
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
that's right. You're
Like,
the host, JJ. Shut up, George. How you been this last week?
oh, it's hard. It's hard being over in England, guarding that King Charles, and then trying to be a Cowboys fan. After I talked to you last week, I
Mm-hmm.
thought, okay, I'll watch the Cowboys. I think I'll be a Cowboy fan from Europe, right? What the fuck did you do to me? What the bloody hell? That was like, here, go through this door, and then I get shot. It's like, go through this door, and it'll be fun. Watch the Cowboys. It'll be fun, they said. Bloody fucking hell, it was no fun.
I have
What
to
the
say, we never
you
said
know,
it.
you know what? I'm going to tell you one of the things, though. They need to stop calling Dak Dak. Because I said last week, I said Dak sounds like you're hacking up something. Dak. They need to call him Dakota. If you call him Dakota, and if I was Dak, I would force them. Like what was that guy's name? Ocho Cinco. He changed his name. Of course, well, that didn't go very well. But Dakota. If they start calling him Dakota, I guarantee you can't lose when your name's Dakota. Unless, of course, you're South Dakota or North Dakota, but just plain Dakota. I'm telling you, that's what they play. Don't ask me to watch something again.
So,
Well, they
so,
just get the bloody ass handed to them. Bloody
so,
ass handed to them.
I'm going to
Why
address
does
your
my
theory
mustache
here,
itch? My mustache itches. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I
George.
need.
George,
It's weird.
calm down. George, you came up with a theory of drafting what we would call soccer players from Europe to football teams so they could kick people in the nuts. Can't do that because of the penalty. Now you think that all the Cowboys' problems would be solved just by calling Dak Prescott Dakota Rain Prescott?
whole bloody thing just Dakota. Call him
So
Dakota.
that'll solve the offensive and
You've already
defensive.
got the best player. Who scored? Who scored for the Cowboys? The
Aubrey.
football player. The football player. The Australian. Throw
But
another
but
shrimp on the ball, man. It's
but you can't win with just field goals, George.
how do you know? Have you ever tried?
We tried last week. It didn't work.
Well, you can't let the other bloody team score every time they get the effing ball.
Right. We
Oh
had
my
9
god!
points and they had 9 scoring drives. It doesn't
And
work
is
out.
it true? Is it true that their coach used to be a cowboy?
No.
Yes, he was. The
Mike
coach of
McCarthy.
Detroit.
Oh, Dan Campbell. Yes, Dan Campbell was a Cowboy in the mid 2000s.
Where's the loyalty? I mean, he comes in and beats the shit out of his old team.
The
Where's the
owner didn't want to
loyalty?
hire him.
Well, they
Jerry
should have.
JJ wasn't gonna hire
Jared,
him.
get your ass back in here. You should have hired. Oh, shut the fuck up, Micah. No one wants to listen to you. Micah hasn't been talking a lot lately. He's been over
Oh,
on the sidelines eating beef jerky or some shit. You
well, there
know,
was that one
you
shot. He
know,
was just
here's my thing. Why I think you should pick players from Europe. Because I was watching that game, as painful as it fucking was, and most of the people had this stupid thing. They are drinking. What the fuck is this? They're drinking twisted tea. It's tea.
it
They
has
drink tea.
alcohol in it. George, it has alcohol in it.
I understand that, but it's tea.
No tea.
Look,
It's
drink.
not the tea. Look,
This is a drink. Jägermeister, this is
I'm
a drink. This is
about
for real men, see?
it.
Oh, God, that's bad, but that's for real men. It was not this bullshit. This does not make a real man. It is tea. You're
Well,
fucking at a sports game drinking fucking tea. You're not
um,
at dinner sitting
it's
down with the queen. Let's have a little tea.
listen,
It's a manly drink. Yes, go
George.
ahead.
All right, George. Listen, tea in the U.S., especially in the South. I know you don't know this because you've never been over here. It's a little different than the tea that you're used to. All right, we call it sweet tea, and you mix that tea with a little alcohol, you get a delicious beverage. Have you tried the
Okay,
twisted tea?
okay. Let me bloody try this. Oh my god, that is what the fuck is that?
Well,
That is not tea.
you're not used to
That
American things.
that's just awful. That is.
I'm
I've got to wash it down with Jaeger. Oh my god, bloody awful.
George. You keep drinking, you're not going to be able to function here.
Who's? Well, I'll drink your dad's beer here. See, and he doesn't even have an American beer. This is like a Dos Equus or some bullshit like that. Dos Equus. What is a double
George,
X? Isn't that like adult
George,
rated or something?
George, focus. Hey, you mixing all those different liquors is going to tear you up. You
Or you
can't
saying
mix
my
beer
hat's
and
gonna
Jaeger.
start leaning? My hat's gonna start leaning. Something's
It's
gonna happen.
no, you're going to throw up later. I'm
Hang
going to
on,
tell you.
I need to take a Viagra. Boop. There we go.
All right, George. I think you got to get back to guarding that asshole King Charles.
Yeah, King Charles. He is an asshole. I walk out there all damn day, he drives by in his little chariot and doesn't even wave at me, At least wave. Say, hey, thank you for guarding my gate that no one will ever attack anymore because hell, we have an army and all that, but I still guard this old damn castle. So just in case,
Well,
it
you got to
happens.
be there just in case. All right,
All right,
George.
see you
We
later.
appreciate you coming on.
And Micah, shut the fuck up.
Folks, George is a special individual that we love and dear, or love dearly, I should say. And he's family. His family. So he did pick a rough time to come in and be a Cowboys fan. That is 100% true. I knew he would. Hey, welcome back. Did you see George?
Yes, I saw George. But I can start talking like him now. But yeah, we had George, we had Jerry, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a crate over here.
rough time for George to become a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, why'd you recommend this game?
I
This
didn't
was
recommend
not good.
it.
I
All right.
do think there's a little bit of an overreaction, but I do think Jerry Jones and what he did, I think he has gone off the deep end. I think he's turning into um what's his name from the Raiders, Al Davis.
Al Davis.
And Al was obviously way too old to be in charge of things, and just I just think he is at the point now. He's being called out on the carpet. He's having to face reality. And the reality is the fans have put up with shit for so damn long that now they're pissed. And it's getting to the point to where people are so pissed off they don't even want to go to the games anymore. And that's what it's going to take. It's
Well,
only
yeah,
until people to stop showing up and stop buying his gear that he is ever going to. But I don't see that happen.
yeah.
You
But
know,
there's always going to be someone probably to buy those tickets. And the sad part is you're seeing this replay. You're seeing this replay of wasted career. Jason Witten, Hall of Famer, wasted career. Tony Romo's career was wasted. Tyron Smith's career has been wasted. Zach Martin's career is being wasted. DeMarcus Ware, luckily he got out and was able to win a Super Bowl in Denver, but in Dallas it was wasted. You have these very high caliber players. You can make the argument Zeke's career was wasted. His prime in those first 3 or 4 seasons that the Cowboys had him. So, but when you start looking at this, I heard this on one of the radio stations I listened to, and they had a caller actually call in and make this point. Look at the track record of Jerry Jones and his head coach hirings. It's not a good track record, other than Jimmy Johnson. Barry Switzer, we all know he was driving the Jimmy car
we
anyway.
did it. We did it. We
We
did
did.
it.
And
That's
then
very.
after Barry Switzer, wasn't it Shane Gailey?
Yeah, I think it.
That was
Yeah,
terrible.
that Chinese dude, Shan. Um,
Then Dave Campo, terrible. Bill Parcells, who basically quit coaching because of the Dallas Cowboys. Then you had Jason Garrett for way too long. Now you have Mike McCarthy. Um, Not a good track record. And if you look at none of those coaches, the point that the radio station made, which was really good, it was on the ticket up in DFW. But they were like, none of those coaches ever went on to coach another team. And so
Jimmy
not only,
Johnson did.
oh, you're right. Jimmy did go to the Dolphins, but he did horribly. But that was the
Yeah,
only
'cause
coach.
he didn't get along with his quarterback.
Well, yeah. So that's just a kind of an offhanded, interesting point. But yeah, there's a lot to fix on the Cowboys. I think this season is over with. I know there's a lot of football playing left, but I just what I'm seeing is a lack of crispness, a lack of toughness, and you mix.
Tackling. My God, it's freaking tackling. They are the worst tacklers that I have. The freaking arm tackling is ridiculous,
Well, Trey,
especially with the Cowboys.
Trey, like Trayvon Diggs was getting out of the way to let the Lions running back Montgomery run. Like,
And my thing, he's not Deion Sanders. If he played as good as Deion Sanders, I'd be okay with that
right?
back
Yeah,
in
no,
the
I
day.
get you there. It's just there's too much to fix right now, and that's why I think that it's not happening.
Should
I
he make
think
a coaching
it has
change?
progressed.
Should
Say
he make
what?
a? Should they change coaches?
I I I think they will. I don't know if there's a benefit of doing it during the season because you have a lame duck coach anyway, and I think Jerry Jones does it during
Who
the
are you
season.
going to
But
bring in though?
listen, the coach they probably should have hired is in Washington right now, and if he would have fired McCarthy after that debacle or not getting it done, well, actually, I don't know. I felt like Sean Payton was going to be the right guy for this team, but that I don't think the timelines match up there. What I would have saw the best scenario was fire Mike McCarthy, promote Dan Quinn head coach, Al Harris is now your defensive coordinator, and you bring in someone fresh, new, and young to run the offense. So personally, who I would want to bring in after seeing that on Sunday, I'd bring in Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions. Pretty
Ben
inventive.
Johnson. He's a young guy.
I know. And I think that's what this team needs. But I don't think Jerry will do it. All right. Hall of Famers. New candidates for the Hall of Fame came out. I'm going to say, you don't know the list. I'm going to say the player's name. You just give me yay or nay. Hall of Famers, yay or nay, right here. Number one on the list, Luke Kuechly. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yay. Yay.
I I agree with you that. This one should be interesting. Yay or nay, Eli Manning.
Yay.
I say nay.
He won the Super Bowl.
He won two of them, but
Yeah.
man,
That's the measure of a quarterback. Got to win the big one. How many did Steve Young win?
one.
And he's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Dan Marino's in the Hall of Fame. He didn't win any. Your point?
What I'm saying is that well, you can't compare Marino's stats to Steve Young because Marino blows Steve Young out the water when the
I get what
stats
you're
don't
saying.
win. But
We
if
got
you
a long
have, huh?
we got a long list here.
Okay, go ahead.
We don't have the time to delve into this deep. Yay or nay, Earl Thomas?
No,
Nay, I agree. Yay or nay, Marshawn Lynch?
nay,
I would say yes on Marshawn Lynch. Yay or nay, Adam Vinatieri?
nay.
What?
I said yes. Kickers
Oh,
need some love.
yay or nay, Clay Matthews? The
Ooh,
blonde bullet
no, no,
from Green Bay. Yeah, I say nay on that. Yay or nay, Terrell Suggs?
yay, yes,
I agree. I agree. Yay or nay, the offensive tackle Joe Staley played in San
yes,
Francisco for a really long
yes,
time. I agree with that. Yay or nay, Vernon Davis?
nay, no,
I agree. Yay or nay, Aqib Talib,
no,
cornerback? Yay or nay, Ryan Khalil?
no.
I agree. Yay or nay, Marshall Yonda? He was a guard for the Ravens for like 12, 13 years.
Well, yeah, if he played 12, 13 years guard, it's hard to say no to a lineman.
I would say, yeah, he was one of the top linemen in the league too. Yay or nay, Travis Frederick?
Who? I hate to say no, but no,
Yeah, I don't even think he's in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Um,
no.
then we got, and the other three are going to be nays. Let's move on. All right, we got our picks with pops. All right, we got about 9 minutes left here. You sucked last week, went 2-3. I went 5-0. So, man, Yeah, I picked Baltimore. I picked the Eagles, which you picked the Browns. I picked the Bengals, as you did. I picked the Lions over the Cowboys. You picked the Cowboys. I picked the Chargers over the Broncos, and you picked Arizona over the Packers, which didn't happen.
All right, go.
So, so we only got two division games this week. So we both have three wild card games, but I have a feeling a couple of them are the same. And then we're adding our Texas Georgia pick, so we will have a total of 6 games this week. So, Eagles, Giants, who you got?
Giants.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Raider.
All right. Commanders and Panthers.
That's the Commanders. The Panthers are terrible.
I agree with that. All right, my first wild card is Chiefs 49ers. I got the Chiefs.
Okay. My first wild card is Tampa Bay and the Ravens. And I'm saying Tampa Bay is going to upset the Ravens.
Interesting. Interesting. My second wild card is Texans versus the Packers. I'm taking the Texans.
And I picked that same one, but I'm picking Green Bay to beat the
Oh,
Texans.
Angie's not going to like you.
No.
My third wild card game is, and I think we both have this one, is the Lions Vikings. I am taking the Vikings.
We know who I'm taking. We know. Vikings.
All right, so we both take the Vikings.
And Sam Donald, we trust.
Darnold, not Donald.
That's what other people know him as, but we're cool like that.
All right, Texas, Georgia. Who you taking?
Let's see. I have to rub my Aggie ring here. What does it say? Says says Georgia.
All right.
Time to knock those Longhorns. Saw them off down
I
the
don't
side.
I don't have my Aggie ring yet to consult. Apparently they talk to you. I'm taking Texas. Playing in Austin. Yeah, I'm taking the Longhorns just
Yeah,
because I'm smart.
you're just
I'm
gonna
a
have to
smart
wait for your
Aggie.
ring another year now. So
Listen, I'm a
have to
smart
call
Aggie.
the committee.
I'm a smart Aggie. I don't play. I'm not picking with my emotions. All right. All right. That is picked with picks with pops. I'm gonna wrap it up with our worst buys. We introduced the terrible neck massager I got hosed on for $7.99. This week I got this thing right here. This bad boy. This is called Arctic Air. When your AC goes out and you try to cool your down,
Cool your whole house, right?
this thing did not work. What you do is you fill this with some water and it's supposed to cool it down. And they have some inserts. I don't even remember what they are. You freeze the inserts and you put those on, and that's supposed to help cool. And if you put it like to your face right here, it works really well. All right. But if you move it 3 inches away, it's like you wasted your money. So I don't even know what's on that. That's
I'm
gross.
gonna go with you wasted your money. But
So that cord just came out. Uh, but this was one of the worst buys ever that I had.
okay, so
What do you got?
mine was I saw the advertisement that Amazon supposedly has all this leftover stuff that from back orders and things. They have pallets, right? And so there's an advertisement. You can buy a mystery pallet, and it shows a big pallet, wood pallet with all this stuff. You're guaranteed to get some electronics for 30 something bucks. I'm like, shoot, okay, I'll try and get that pallet. Well, it took about 6 weeks for that pallet to come in. And let me show you what that pallet looked like. That was what it was. Look at my lucky box. And what did I get in my lucky box?
What's in the
palate,
lunchbox?
I got charger. Woo!
Ooh,
And then
yeah.
that guaranteed electronic thing or some off the wall earbuds. So, yeah, that was it. But so stay away from the Amazon pallets. Or if Amazon, if you're listening, I am missing the rest of the pallet. Um, now, yes, at least throwing some Skittles or something. Damn. Um,
Oh, tasty
I
rain.
do have a pet peeve though, really quickly before we sign off.
Go ahead.
There are too many damn teams in the sports world named the Tigers. Holy crap. If you think about how many damn Tigers teams there are, there's the Detroit Tigers, the LSU Tigers, the Auburn Tigers, the Detroit Tigers. It just goes on and on and on. Cincinnati Bengals is a tiger.
But
There
it's the
ain't no
Bengals.
damn tigers in America. Or at least pick. That's what drives. They call them the Bayou Bengals. Bayou Bengals? There ain't no damn tigers in Louisiana because the alligators would have ate it. So that's my pet peeve. Too many damn tiger teams, along with all these other stupid name teams, Guardians, Commanders, all because they're hating on the Indians. That's
There
it.
are 43 NCAA schools called the Tigers.
43.
Yes, I
Holy
just looked at
crap. How many total teams are there?
it. There's like
45?
the second most common is Wildcats.
But there's just too many tigers. Too many Bengals, too many tigers. So that's my little pet peeve. Change your name to something better. That should be another segment we do. Coming up with a new name for some of these teams. Like I said, the Cardinals. Cardinals don't scare me. And once again, I'm not putting down the people name the Cardinals. I'm just saying it doesn't scare me. It's like a dolphin. A dolphin doesn't scare me. It's a dolphin. Give it a fish. Doesn't it's not scary.
Does it? So does a cowboy scare you?
What?
Does a cowboy scare you?
Cowboys, man. Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, it's cowboy. That scares you.
Yeah. All right, folks. That's gonna wrap it up. No one's scared by a cowboy, especially this team. So thank you to. Apparently, we were sponsored by a lot of alcohol people today. I wish that was true,
Drink my
but
twisted tea.
that was George.
Oh,
He
hell.
said it was terrible. But all
Backwash it.
right, I don't know what he did. I think he spit it
Oh,
out.
that's still terrible anyway.
But
Sorry, twisted tea. I just don't like it. I'm sure a lot of people like it, but
yeah, Twisted Tea, Jaeger, and Dos Equis. If you want to sponsor a small time podcast, we're here for you. But all right, well, we're out of time. So if our normal shout out people, we love y'all. And yeah, that's about it. So
all
peace.
right.
We're
Have a good night or day or evening, whenever the hell you're watching.